Have you ever thought to yourself, I really wish my sighted friends understood what I was going through? Well, we're going to talk about that coming up right now. What's up, VIPs? Derek here, back with another video where it's all about helping you discover life after sight loss. On this channel, we do product reviews, life advice, encouragement, how-tos, and so much more. So if you're new here and that sounds good to you, consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss another single video. Many of us want to be understood. It's not just about sight loss, it's about everything in life. We want to be understood, we want to be heard, we want to be known, and that's very important to so many of us in life. And when it comes to losing your sight, it's no different. We want people to get it. That's why we love meeting new visually impaired people, because we're like, wow, they get it. They use terminology that I understand. They say things and it makes sense to me. But when it comes to the sighted people in our life, you know, our spouses, our parents, our friends, our kids, or whatever, we want them to get it just as much as a visually impaired person gets it, because then they'll understand and they'll know how to help, or they won't make weird remarks, whatever. It'll be great because they'll understand. And here's the hard truth. Sighted people are just never going to understand what it's like to be visually impaired. Now, I don't mean they can't be empathetic, and I don't mean that your sighted supporter isn't going to be compassionate and caring and that sort of thing. And if you're watching this and you're a sighted supporter, please understand, I'm not saying that you're callous and crass and it's like, well, I don't understand, so I don't care. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, many of us in different situations just don't get completely what it's like to be in somebody else's shoes. You've heard the phrase, you gotta walk a mile in somebody's shoes to, really understand what it's like. Well, unless you're going to go visually impaired, unless you're gonna go blind, you're not really fully gonna get it. And the reality is, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We don't need our sighted supporters to fully 100% understand for them to be compassionate and caring. And sighted supporters, the same thing. Remember, you don't need to fully understand to, quote unquote, be compassionate, quote unquote, be caring. You don't have to fully understand. I think that's a myth that we have perpetrated on ourselves. Well, they just don't understand. Well, of course they don't understand. They're not blind. And unless you really desperately want them to go blind, they're never fully gonna get it. And again, that's okay. You can express yourself, you can share how you feel, and they're going to get it as much as they can. And really loving, compassionate people are going to do their best to understand as much as they can. But at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to fully get it unless they lose their own sight. And I would assume you in this situation probably don't want that to happen. And the same goes for you. You're probably not going to fully understand what it's like being a sighted supporter because you're not in that situation. You can be compassionate, caring, understanding, and all that sort of thing, but to fully get it, it's probably not going to happen. So what do? Well, we just let those expectations go that people are going to totally get it. And when we meet people that are visually impaired and they do totally get it, we can get super excited because there's somebody else in the world who understands what we're going through. And trust me, there are lots of people out there who get what you're going through. You're not alone in this regard. So don't put all the weight on your sighted supporter for them to definitely have to get it, because if they don't, that's really okay. So my question for you today is this: how do you deal with the fact that your sighted friends and family members just aren't going to fully understand? And just as a side note, do you get excited when you meet that visually impaired person that says, I do understand and totally gets it? I'd love to hear about it, and I know others would as well, so let me know in the comments below. Hey, if you liked this video, if you found it encouraging, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, share it with somebody you know, and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss another single video. And until next time, remember guys, that sight loss isn't the end, it's just the beginning. My name is Derek Daniel from LifeAfterSightLoss.com, and I'll see you in the next one.